Okay, so little behind the scenes action. Since right now we can't talk about Ironheart because somebody hasn't committed to the
Huh?
Is
Sorry,
it on? So super random. Funny enough, something popped up on YouTube, the group AMP, which is like the streamers, Kai Cenat, Phantom, all these guys, they popped up, and it was on a live stream, and they've done like over the night or spend the night live streams before, but they were doing a live stream with Target and everything to introduce their product that was going to be in Target. And me personally, I got excited because I said this was going to happen like 8 months ago. Now this is before the Target, stuff, whatever. But I said this is going to happen particularly because I was in Best Buy and I hated my shopping experience in Best Buy because I just need like a cable and you have to go scan the QR code, then they go find it and bring it back to you. Then you got to go meet somebody in the front to buy it. And I was like, ugh.
It's the worst.
I was like, Amazon from here on out, thank you. Anything. But I was like, it's these type of repetitive things that puts businesses out of business. Everything when you can't understand how things are shifting or you're refusing to shifting. And it's funny, I talked to my mom and some other people, and I was saying that if I'm Best Buy, I'm partnering with content creators to even have them start doing their podcasts in the middle of Best Buy, in the middle of a store, as the show is going on. And I'm using all Best Buy products to set up their, infrastructure. And I was saying that basically companies, brands, you start partnering with creators and things like this moving on. And then I said, man, even if I'm Target, I wouldn't get comfortable. I would look to do this too. And then 8 months later, whatever it may be, boom. So when I saw it, I was like, I caught it. I was caught our name. So, but of course, Target has made some decisions in the last, are we past 100 days? Yeah, we're past 100 days. Yeah. In the past, 120, 50 days, whatever it may be, on some policies, particularly towards, demographic and communities that a lot of people are happy about. And it seems like they have, since then, they felt the economic response, everything from it. The question became, behind the scenes stuff here with us, is if Target came and offered AI with Friends a $10 million 1 year sponsorship or first year sponsorship, would AI with Friends take it? Everything. And so also to how we make decisions on a lot of these things, it's kind of like VCs where everybody kind of gets a vote and everything. And then we'll, proceed and stuff from there. Fellas, Adrian, start with you. What's your thoughts on Target coming in, $10 million, to sponsor the pod?
My answer was this: where's my red shirt? Where's my red shirt? For $10 million, pass me the red shirt. Make me a team member. I don't think they call them employees. They call each other team members or something, man. Give me all that. Sign me up. You need a guy. I'll even be the guy to unlock the deodorant on the weekends. Whatever. You're going to offer me that much. Oh, boy. Yeah. But, I think Sekou has a really good point that he was getting into, and we were like, save it for the pod. Yeah. I was like, say less. I'm there, but I'm gonna let you take it from here.
Yeah, I think for me, no, I wouldn't. 10 million. What was I saying? I was saying that money, having money to be able to get things done is super useful. There is I feel like there is a number where money does not become useful and becomes more detrimental, right?
Okay, in what way?
I feel like detrimental meaning if you have you have $10 million, right? You have $10 million podcasts, right? Means you definitely are able to, you can fulfill all your financial commitments, right?
Go on
You
tour.
probably can, huh?
Go on tour.
Go on tour.
Mhm.
You can help folks out. You can do different things like, but then there's still money left over, right? What are you going to do with it? You can, of course, reinvest. There's all type of things. That's not generally what most folks do. They when you get to a certain amount of money, you're like your problem level increases, and I have a maximum amount of problems I want to deal with. They say more money, more problems, and it's a true statement. I mean, actually, once you go over $1 million, is when your world starts changing a little bit. Not really just for you, but like around you. But 10
I
million,
agree.
everyone's
I
like,
would say $1 million is problematic. If you give me $1 million, that's a problem. That's not enough. Give me 10 million. If you give me 10 million, my problems, there's a curve, I think.
the
It's
curve,
like,
Yeah. So
and then there's no problems. And 10 million to me is in no problem zone. Or less problems.
I think the cleanest way I can put this in response to Sekou directly, that I'm gonna give my opinion. Sekou is also a person that has the price of a car inside his PC underneath his desk.
Yes, I am a little jaded. So I am a little.
You know?
But he's very economical. Like if you ever hear him, he's like, man, these, the AI costs, the AI bills. He keeps track. He's like, he just tries to be very economical when it comes to that. I've observed.
As much as we love Sekou, I think in that topic you'll be outvoted. And we're friends. We'll be sponsored by Target for the next year. That's hilarious.
You would get an impassioned plea from me. An impassioned plea. I'd be like, come on, man. Come on.
Also, if Target is willing to sponsor us for $10 million, then someone else also is too. So that's all the other side of it.
That is a great caveat for sure there.
And also means if they can sponsor me for $10 million, that means that they can make at least 100 times that to the value that they're getting out of my 10 million is not proportional, right? To me, it'll be a lot of money, but in proportion to their world and what they gain from it, because right now they've lost so much money due to optics that yes, they can give someone $10 million to try to change their optics, right? Mm-hmm. So that they're not in the same situation that they're in. But the reason why I would not go to Target is because they have not done anything, even from a shareholder standpoint, to change any of their perception. They just said, "Oh, our money is going down because of this reason." Okay, we're going to keep doing the same thing. Yeah. All the people who did have businesses that were running inside of Target that have been kicked out of Target, like
they're still businesses. I think so. They're still like I know one personally that I've done some work with. So there's still businesses that are still in Target. I think one of the unfortunate things in this area, there are businesses, particularly Black-owned businesses, that solely depend on Target.
Yeah,
like they don't have the proper infrastructure. They don't have the way to like do it themselves. So like their livelihood is basically through Target. And I think that's another side of the coin where how do you balance? How do you make that decision and everything, particularly if you do have some Black-owned brands and you support and stuff in that area. And also too, there's a CEO by the name of Beatrice Dixon. She's the CEO of Honeypot, the women's feminine hair product.
Yes.
So Beatrice, phenomenal entrepreneur. I got to talk to her a few times. I don't know where she's at now, but I know she was in Atlanta and stuff for a while. Beatrice, because she's been in Target for quite some time. Beatrice made an excellent point. She said, in this day and age, as of right now, when you see Black-owned brands, you automatically think diversity insertion. And she was like, we're not one of those companies. We worked our tails off to get into Target before, we'll call it the George Floyd area, thing. And so, she was like, they worked their tails off and everything. So to pull from that partnership, and a lot of times could be a death sentence, to a lot of these companies or anything, and stuff as well. And so, I think it's interesting. I love the point what you said, Doseku, as well. It's like, hey, if Target will make that offer, then you can also take that offer and shop it around to see if anybody else, wants to come in. But
that's a good point.
Yeah,
but definitely leverage it. I'm not saying I may not take it, but I definitely will leverage the heck out of that.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of Papa John's. Papa John's with their situation they had a couple of years ago, and the biggest shift they made was putting Shaq on the board. But it's like, of course, like the CEO was the person who was, made the comments and so it may be, but who to say that he's the only one who felt that way, within the company, and so yeah.
But for that one, he was just real sloppy, man. You got to have some kind of couth, on the outside as far as the public goes. If you are the face of the company, of course he's not. I mean, he's probably not the only one who feels like that inside the company. But if you're the face of it, better ingredients, better pizza guy. Like, you need to kind of, I don't know. That's going to be effect. It's going to have some effect if you're the one that's coming out saying stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just the thing that I think about is, it's definitely is one thing to be a Black-owned brand, to sell things in a way that doesn't put that forward. Like, hey, I'm a company. I don't want that to be what you see first, right? I want you to see a product, right? And say this product is the best product for those particular reasons. But it's also, they're definitely, some of the brands that were there they're definitely niche brands. They're things that like only serve our community.
Yeah.
Like things like, I can't go to the same barber as, everyone that, I might work with, right?
Yeah, you're not going to Supercuts.
I can't go to Supercuts, and
we had to all make that mistake once.
Let me say, yeah, I definitely did.
You make it one time.
I definitely have a Supercut story when I moved out to the Bay Area. I quickly learned how to cut my own hair. Quickly, figure out how to get that going, because that was no good. You know what it is? When they pull out the scissors, it's over.
It's a wrap.
They pull out some scissors. Like, what are you doing with scissors? But
one set of clippers, one set. Not, you know what I mean? Usually it's three, at least 3 sets of clippers. One set. That's when you know.
You know what I miss? What's about like old Target is going into Target, going to that section where they have things that are ethnic products, as they call it, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Somewhere it was like the Black-owned section, but it would be products that I could not find anywhere, especially being in the Bay Area.
Yeah, actually, y'all don't have Sally's Beauty Supply out there? Y'all don't have one of those?
No, they do. Like I'm in Oakland now, like I'm close to Oakland area, but I was in the peninsula.
Oh,
and
okay.
that was not happening. I'd be in a peninsula and barely see anyone that looked like me for like weeks when I first moved out here. Like
they only got Jergens. They only got real lotion. They got Jergens.
Jergens. Oh yeah. So yeah.
Cocoa butter and sight.
That hotel lotion.
The hotel.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
The hotel lotion. Oh man. Yeah. You're definitely gonna be ashy with that.
In a matter of minutes too.
yeah.
In a matter of minutes.
Painfully ashy.
That lotion is equivalent to the old baseball bubble gum we used to have as a kid, where that flavor lasts 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, the baseball card bubble gum.
Yeah. It's like two bites.
Two bites.
And that's it.
That's how you get lasts max 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent, stuff for that. All right.
I do miss old Target. I miss being able to just, get the products I want to get and be good to go. So they gotta get their act together.
All right. Well, speaking of get the act together, let's get our act together and start the show. Hey, welcome back, guys, for another episode of AI with Friends. I am one of Friends, also one of hosts, their name Marlon Avery. I'll let the fellas introduce themselves. Adrian.
Hey, everyone. Adrian Green. Great to be back here. It's been a while. I'm looking forward to getting started today, but that's me, head of technology at DistroNation, making the world safe to upload your music from anywhere. Is my day job. At nighttime, I fight crime. I don't really tell people about it, but I'm a vigilante. That's it
Thank you for your service.
No problem.
Saku?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I'm Saku, your cloud engineer extraordinaire, aka the server whisperer. Been around for a long time. Award-winning systems engineer.
Internationally known.
Internationally, yes. Technically, yes. Internationally, yes.
Yep.
Been around for a while. Looking to share knowledge and break down these topics in ways that everyone can get engaged. Let's do it.
Cool. And again, man, Marlon Avery, founder of AI Impact, a education platform teaching individuals and organizations about artificial intelligence and implementation of such. And then also too, founder of VoicePath, where basically we on track now to basically build intelligent back office for SMBs. All right. So here we go, man. Let's kick it off. Let's up here. Elon is making he had a great start off to the week. Elon's Musk AI company, XAI, has raised $10 billion in debt. Everything that will be $5 in debt, and then also another $5 billion in debt, and then another $5 billion in convertible notes. It says the latest funding follows a $6 billion round that the company raised back in December. From a slate of some big investors, including Andreessen Horowitz, BlackRock, Fidelity, Lightspeed, MGX, Morgan Stanley, Sequoia Capital, and a few other big name players and stuff there. Sekou, let's start with you. XAI, they said they would not be left behind no matter what you guys think. They are here to stay, here to play. Thoughts?
It's interesting. I am hearing Grok show up in places I did not expect.
Thanks.
It it sounds like Microsoft is going to be interacting with Grok too. And there's something else interesting that happened with these folks. From at least what we're hearing, is that they essentially did almost like a rewrite of Grok in some way, because Elon Musk did not like how it was performing or showing up. I haven't tried it recently since then, but I know that there's because of some of this work, some of this round that they're getting, that means another expansion is on the way. We know that the Tesla integration to Grok is coming, which I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm excited about that. Whether I want to have Grok trying to be my therapist while I'm driving in therapist mode.
What does that look like? That integration, the Grok integration with Tesla?
It's not out yet, but folks have been talking about that is coming soon, and somewhere in the summer releases that they're going to do. So, but yeah, I guess assume that rather than getting the generic assistant inside of the Tesla is pretty bad. I say it's not. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think Siri is better. So that way,
yeah.
So Siri's like the bar at the bottom. The Tesla, voice assistant is probably right underneath that. So,
what I found interesting. So, I've seen some integrations. So, two things. I think it was very clever on Grok or X, Twitter, making an a feature to when you can basically ask Grok underneath a tweet on Twitter. I think that was very clever, everything, because it basically gets the user used to or comfortable with using with Grok, so you can ask it to hey, what is this? Can you summarize this? Hey, what does this mean? So I think this also too will basically transition into the next fact finder. You would ask Grok to validate this, or hey, can you confirm that this is right, or something like that. So I thought that was interesting, and like you said, I've read a couple of the use cases, and also too, I've been really surprised and also kind of disappointed on the lack of integrations within consumer products. Nobody has really grabbed the lead on the consumer side of products. The closest right now, I would argue, will probably be Amazon. But even this new Alexa series is still behind beta. You still have to request access, and then once you get access, then you can be approved to purchase. And I don't know anybody personally who's gotten access and stuff yet. But from them to Google to Siri, to Tesla, I found that to be interesting. That on the consumer side, that has moved very, very slow. And ChatGPT and other models that lives in those models has definitely kicked things off.
So I can agree. I'm going to agree with that in that it's definitely been a big enterprise push rather than consumer push that I've seen, or as far as the products that I see coming out, it's for the enterprise user rather than the end user. So yeah, that's interesting. I don't think I've thought about that before. They're definitely, I don't know. We're still waiting on that.
Because essentially what you're still fighting for is market adoption.
Yeah.
You're still fighting for the adoption, stuff like that. I would argue for the most part, it's still fairly open for kind of anybody to grab and submit themselves over the next 5 years. But you're still fighting for adoption and stuff in this area. And I just found it interesting that on the consumer side, particularly with voice assistants, that just hasn't made any improvement. I don't even like using Siri anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Do you think in this day and age, like it would be so? Say you have an AI consumer-based AI app, and then ChatGPT comes out with that feature, a month after you launch. Would that be a detriment, or would that be something that's detrimental to that company, or would it be, hey, because we have more of a focused product or a product that does, would I still have an advantage?
I'm gonna give you two examples and stuff here. This is the area I live in for sure. I'm gonna give you two examples of stuff here. Yes and no, because it also depends on the product. It depends on your consumer base and what you're building. Now, so if you're like Super Whisper, if you're a Super Whisper, and Super Whisper, in my opinion, is
Oh,
did we lose him?
You're back.
Yeah, and you're back.
Yeah.
So you said Super Whisper is, in your opinion?
Super Whisper, in my opinion, is an Apple update away from being extinct.
Yeah.
As beautiful as it works, and stuff right now, everything. I'll probably be trying to push for an acquisition of some sort, or from somebody else. Apple would be, but this is the area where if Apple announces and they get it right, the voice assistant, they can integrate into your notes, your text messages, your all different things like that. Boom, it's done. Everything. Now, on the other side of that, Grok as a standalone product using a voice assistant and everything, it's back and forth, meaning that I may not just go use it on the forefront, but once I am scrolling in Twitter, because it is integrated into a consumer base, then I'm more likely to use it, and stuff on there. And so it just depends on what you're building. It depends on, do you already have the consumer? And if I'm anybody, I'm the way I would argue, and Reed Hastings said this. Just the only company Netflix has ever been concerned about is Disney, and that's long before they announced Disney Plus. Everything. If I'm OpenAI, anybody else, the only company I'm really concerned about is Apple.
Yeah.
Because if they get it right, and they get it right, they figure it out and everything, bro, it's hard. It's hard because the Apple ecosystem is so powerful, it's so strong. Everything, you're just not going to want to start. Your human behavior will switch back to what it knows, and Apple does a good job of making sure that it's fluid within the Apple ecosystem.
You know what? I think I have a different take, because I guess I've been playing around with the Mac OS 26 and the Vision OS 26 and looking at the feature set. So it's supposed to represent where Apple is kind of thinking about some of these different things. One of the things you notice, like their most recent WWDC, is they really didn't mention the word AI very much itself. But what they are doing, when you actually go through the actual the trainings that they have on foundation models and things like that, what they have done is they've integrated AI as almost like a back-end system.
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
Yes.
And then they're not pushing it to the forefront. But you look at the feature sets that they released, like the notification aggregation, the call screening feature that it can screen your spam calls for you, right? Or a number you haven't heard they haven't seen before. It can do these different things. It's like they're almost cherry picking.
It's almost like they're building MCPs before they build an agent.
Exactly. They're kind of doing it back. They're taking the best parts and kind of waiting for the other piece to kind of bake. Even though Siri is kind of the crown jewel, right? If they gave it a improve Siri and make it useful, right? Because right now it's completely not useful. I don't. It's completely, even with the Chat GPT integration into Siri, where you can ask a question, Chat GPT gives you an answer. Like, why would I do that rather than just talk to Chat GPT right now for that?
Right.
So, like, assuming that needs to bake into something that can actually fit in like a back end system, the way that the way that the way that they're implementing it right now. Like, I feel like that's what they need to figure out. It's like how to like hide the.
Yeah, it's definitely a
Oh, I just
a new
realized
strategy.
my dang Siri was turning on in the background, scaring the crap out of me. Jesus Christ!
You talking about me?
Yeah, literally.
You need me?
I was like, what was
We haven't
that?
talked in a while.
Yeah, but yeah, the was it the Mac 26, the 26 like version. I'm super excited about the things that they're doing. Just the search command now has AI just using their foundational models to do things, but like they're not advertising it, which is I feel like it might be a smart move. They are using the best parts of some of this technology.
Mm-hmm.
I do know. I think they should buy. They should not buy. Don't buy Super Whisper. They should buy DeepGram. DeepGram is amazing. Not sure if anyone has used it. Have you used DeepGram? I thought you used it for one of your projects or something.
I've seen it. I haven't used it.
That's the model that's being used on Super Whisper behind the scene. This is the Nova model. It's really really good. It's very accurate compared to the ChatGPT 4.0 transcribe. Compared to any of the other transcription models, text to speech, it's like the best. Now, text to speech, speech to text. Now, text to speech, 11 Labs got everyone beat. No one comes close.
Oh yeah.
But DeepGram does have something, but like as far as like an ecosystem for developers to use, that's 11 Lab. But I've been playing around with their Nova models, and I'm impressed. So
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do. I mean, it could follow the same pathway as Siri because Apple didn't develop it; they acquired it,
yep.
and everything, and then they turned it into I can't remember the original name of it, when the company bought it from and stuff, whatever. But I mean, it could follow that same pathway of like acquiring and then integrating and building the proper infrastructure and stuff out. But yeah, like again, if I'm any other company, like and I want to win in the consumer side of things on the AI. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about it.
Yeah, I would be.
I'm a little nervous.
A lot of businesses aren't safe right now. Like, but a lot of great acquisition plays. You do a really good job. They're like, hey, why not just acqui-hire you?
Yeah. Like what OpenAI did with Johnny Ive's with a company.
Yep.
So speaking of OpenAI, they just announced a $30 billion a year cloud deal with Oracle. So the generative AI plans to rent around about 4.5 gigawatts of capacity from Oracle, with the contracting running through OpenAI's Stargate joint venture, which Oracle is an investor in. It says Oracle will develop a multi-data centers across the U.S. It says the existing centers are right now in Abilene, Texas, and they built with they're partnered to pursue they could be combined from 1.2 gigawatts to 2 gigawatts. I'm sorry. While it also evaluating other sites in Central Texas. Adrian, what's up with you, man? $30 billion a year deal with Oracle. This is I tell you what, Oracle always finds a way.
They find a way.
Just when you think they're about to fall behind, and they're not keeping up with the times, and then boom, they always find a way. Adrian,
come out of nowhere. They Oracle surprised us on the TikTok front when we realized that TikTok is stateside. It's on Oracle. It's got an Oracle backend. Didn't know that. They do. They pop up unexpectedly, constantly. But I think that this relates back to our earlier conversations just about power and the need for the gigawatts when it comes to AI, because that's what this deal really is basically about, right? It's them borrowing, or not borrowing, but just getting guaranteed power from the Oracle side of things, which, I guess is a new type of, I haven't really thought of. Really Oracle is your pusher, right? You can get a whole bunch of different things. I didn't think it would be a deal where you would be able to, get power from them rather than a database or storage or something like that. That's going to help further your cause. But they found that way. I think that's a good move because we got, people are opening up nuclear reactors. We're talking about this time last year.
Opening up and acquiring. I think it was Microsoft. I think Microsoft, Amazon, and Google.
Well, I think they're using power as a way to convert the cloud contract into to show you how much capacity that they're using, but it is a cloud contract that that they set up. So they're going to be running an Oracle cloud itself, and
I got you.
They'll be building data centers that are strategically for their for the rapid growth that OpenAI is going to do. So it's
the Stargate.
It's huge.
Stargate project.
Sorry, it is connected to that. So you have SoftBank, which is also interconnected into this. They're kind of interweaved into this process. NVIDIA.
Cisco.
I tell you, this is the largest cloud contract ever. There's never been a cloud contract larger than this, which I'm kind of interested how this shapes the cloud provider race a little bit here with OpenAI running on on Oracle and taking up that much space. How does that compare to Amazon? Because I think in the ranking order, it's been it used to be Amazon, Google, Oracle, no, Azure, then
Azure, yeah,
Oracle, but now it's Amazon, Azure, GCP, and Oracle. Oracle's been stuck in this number 4 spot for a little bit. I want to see if they overtake Google because of that, because of this this large contract that they're taking on as far as their capacity and size. But yeah, it's really interesting, and it's so funny. Just being a cloud engineer and seeing how all these things are built, being part of building a lot of these infrastructures and data centers and things like that. $30 billion. That's a lot. That's not that's data centers. That's you think of how much it takes to build a one of their regions, and that doesn't come close to 30 billion. I'll tell you that. It's expensive to build a region, but it's not $30 billion.
They said that they're going to expand outside of Texas. It says right now other states are being considered that include Michigan, Wisconsin, Wyoming, New Mexico, Georgia, Ohio, and then also PA.
Yeah, I think they should leapfrog Microsoft in this. We'll see. We'll see what happens. as far as like their size. But this is huge. This is a huge deal for Oracle, and yeah, there's a lot of jobs that come along with that too. So that is a good thing. I think that's part of what they kind of wanted to happen behind the scenes. Because wherever there are data centers, that is where engineers will end up flocking to. So if there are data centers, you know, the way it works is that you'll have like a big data center entity that would appear somewhere like Ashburn, right? And because Ashburn is like a big hub to OpenAI and things like that, other people who make data centers are going to want to be kind of close to it, right? So they can actually interconnect, things like that. Oh, that means that, you know, people will make headquarters also close to these areas. So it's like a huge like ripple effect that are side effects from this one action that happens. It also means that when companies are choosing multi-cloud or where they want to point to, that Oracle is probably going to be on their list too. Because hey, why wouldn't I? If I'm going to be talking to OpenAI the most, I'm going to want to do it in the cheapest place possible. And the cheapest place is always going to be within the same cloud provider, as opposed to going over the public internet and going through exchanges. So
yeah,
it's super interesting. I am curious to see how this turns out. But this is, I think, this is part of the Stargate project.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big number.
Yeah,
A big number. Also, too, next upcoming, there will be big numbers. But maybe kind of shifting back to some of the website owners. Cloudflare has announced a new marketplace where website owners can set a price for each AI crawler request and everything. They are calling it Pay-Per-Crawl. Instead of blanket robots.txt blocks, publishers can monitor access, deny unlicensed bots, and also grant free passes. Since early partners include outlets and independent dev blogs, rate starts at a fraction of a cent per token, which is equivalent. And it says now the open web is getting a price tag. Scraping moves from a gray area to meter API. Sekou, what did you call this?
Oh, the toll booth.
The
internet toll booth. What?
So
dang.
Now, yeah, what's your thoughts, Sekou?
Yeah, I think Cloudflare is flexing right now. They're flexing their muscles. And I do wonder, like, you know, there's Cloudflare's main competitor, I think, is Akamai. I think right now, right? Not sure if folks is. I think it is still Akamai.
I've never heard of them.
You ever heard of Akamai? Oh
No.
my goodness. But yeah, they're also pretty big. But Cloudflare, you know, as we saw from a couple, was it last week before, when they have outages, everyone has an outage.
Yeah.
Whole internet went down. Yeah. They're definitely flexing their muscles here, and I tell you what. After seeing that, I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to put my website behind Cloudflare now too, because I would like to make sure that people pay me before they come to my site to scrape my stuff. But it's interesting. I do wonder if there will be any legal like things that folks are going to try to do for this. Like, if there's any like avenues that are connected to that, because that. That will that definitely would slow down the progress of some of the AI training, right? Because it is based off of scraping and things like that. So if I put mine up, and who knows what the default is? The default setting.
It's the default.
The default is to not allow, right?
Not allow. Yeah.
To not allow. So if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just going to put up my cool little blog and, you know, and connect Cloudflare to it because I'm getting a lot of hits. Like, I don't set this. Now there's like knowledge that's not being poured into LLMs and stuff like that. It also means that, you know, the generative engine optimization or GEO,
Mhm.
right? It's based off of this crawling, could definitely be impacted from that. It's definitely like, imagine if Cloudflare did that to like robots file. They've never done that.
Yeah.
They could have done that a long time ago. They could have done the exact same thing for a robots file, but like, hey,
Mhm.
you know, I'm gonna act as like a robots file for the whole internet. And Google, if you want to search me, you need to pay me money, right? They could have done that a long time ago, but
Mhm.
something has changed where they feel emboldened that they can do this now.
It's
Yeah.
definitely a bold move, but that's like, I think, whereas before, if they would have did something like that with Google, it would have been a detractor. Like, people would be like, I'd rather not have my stuff on Cloudflare because I need my things to get indexed by Google as much as possible. Whereas for this, it may attract people to Cloudflare because the biggest
Yeah.
flex was that it was by default. I would have thought for sure it was something you had to opt into. But by default, it's saying, okay, look, any new websites built or deployed on Cloudflare are going to have the AI scraping turned off. Now,
Yeah.
what I think is, you know it, I know it. It's not going to be, this isn't going to stop. If people want to scrape your site, something like this, it's not going to stop them because, we know of, plenty other tools. I'm not going to give away the keys now, but that can take different avenues and would get around something specifically like this. But I think that it's a good move to like kind of curry favor and trust among the skeptical side of the internet, giving them a kind of refuge, a place to go to. Because the one thing I wanted to ask you guys about was like, what about like academia and things like that? Maybe this would be something that was important to them so that their things aren't maybe ingested into models to come, because that's where it's like it starts to get territorial, kind of like you're stealing someone's real intellectual property here.
Yeah. Well, I always think academia, like, what is their intellectual property? Your academia, right? Aren't you just like redistributing like other folks' knowledge? That's your purpose, right?
Yeah.
I think like, if you're a creator, like you create something, whether it's language, whether it's videos, whether it's images, things like that. Being able to have a place where someone has to at least contact you before they take your work that's huge. That's life changing. Like, that why didn't this exist before? I guess is my question. Back to like, they could have done this a long time ago, but like, why now? Is it because it's AI is just more extractive? That's probably what's happening, right?
Well, before you wouldn't have done this before because it was humans reading it, so any eyeballs maybe means you can sell ads on your site, you can do, things like that. Like, so it was less incentivized earlier.
Well, I don't think you would have done this before because before there wasn't any LLMs. And I think LLMs is the big reason why something like this happens and everything. So like, if OpenAI had to pay, what's it called, pay-per-crawl, when it was building, GPT-1 or whatever it may be, or it'd be a very slower rate. Where like we might just now begin access to like ChatGPT or something like that. But it had definitely been at a slower rate, or it wouldn't exist at all. And so I think LLMs is the big reason why something like this comes into play.
So, what is stopping Cloudflare from like having a special tier pricing for someone that allows them to bypass all these things? Like, I know they're technically doing this out the goodness of their heart, which means they can also just monetize the actual like enablement. Like they've become they became the taxation, like the tax guy. That's why I feel like there's going to be some legal challenges connected to this. I know it's like only like maybe 4 or 5 days old, but like I can clearly see how this is almost like could technically be considered like a monopoly type situation,
Yeah.
right? Like I hold all the keys now to all your websites. I will only allow people to access the websites if you say so, but I hold the keys, which means I can sell the keys to people.
Who does that currently sound like right now in today's time?
Wow. Say it again.
Who does that currently sound like that wording, how it's put together? Who does that currently sound like right now in today's time?
I don't know.
Starts with a G.
Google.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they have all of our emails, and they're not doing things of the kindness of their heart. All the free Google Docs that we're using, that they can actually just read and scrape.
Well, I was about the website. I was about the indexing of websites with Google search.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's just like, hey, I have everybody's website and I have the index structure over there. Now, coming back, if you guys want to show up on the top for the page number one.
And that's why they're getting hit with the whole monopoly thing. That is why this is all coming from. It feels like another version of this. Not that, Cloudflare is going to do things. It's just like, hey, I now know you have a button that you can exercise at any point in time. What are the chances of you not pressing that button and saying, hey, yes, creators, you can charge for, people hitting your site, but I'm going to take a cut. Or I'm not going to take a cut, but I'm going to create a special tier that allows my special friends to access your sites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess, that's going to depend on the success of the marketplace. Like if it's something that's going to be used in that way. I mean, by turning it off by default, I think it's just going to be a steep drop. And I'm curious to know what their estimated really like kind of involvement that website owners and people that are deploying on Cloudflare are going to be, how involved are they going to be in the marketplace and setting that price? Because I can see so many things just getting lost in notifications. I mean, I don't know if Cloudflare is not something that you are logged into every day. And whatever emails you get, you wouldn't know. If someone's asking to scrape your site, what if it's like that?
Oh, yeah.
I need details.
Does this mean that Fastly, Akamai, and Cloudfront are going to do the same thing? Because if all of them do the same thing, then everything is locked down. That's all. Those are all the different ways that people accelerate their websites or protect it from being DDoSed. Mm-hmm. So, oh man. Anyway, might be a toll booth arms race.
Yeah. Or
cybersecurity panel. Pay me now, pay me later. All right, cool. So next segment. Here we go. Talent drama. I like that. Co-founder Daniel Gross, has exited the company Super Safe Intelligence. Super Safe Intelligence is an American-based AI company who their focus is to build computer-based agents capable of surpassing human intelligence. So he has apparently stepped down as CEO. And the rumor swirl about Meta has been kind of poking and trying to get him to as well. If you guys don't know too as well, Meta has been on this talent heist and stuff of trying to acquire and build a super AI team. And as of right now, they have gathered some heavy hitters. Actually, this will be fun. Let's do this. As of right now, here's the super intelligence team as of 2 weeks, actually a week ago. Super intelligence team will be led by Alexander Wayne. If you don't know, Alexander Wayne is the kind of like the golden child or anything of a young kid from OpenAI, kind of coined as the next Mark Zuckerberg. They Meta paid $14 billion for a 49% stake in Scale AI. He's the CEO of Scale AI. So Alexander Wayne will become the new leading of the superintelligence team. So here's some people they've gotten so far. I'm going to vandalize some of these names. So Rapid Bansal pioneered the RL on a chain of thoughts, and he's co-creator of a series, O-series on models of OpenAI. Shichayo Bai, co-creator of GPT-4o Voice, along with O4 Omni, previously led multi-model post-training at OpenAI. Hui Chang, co-creator of GPT-4o's image generation, and previously invented Max IT and Muse text-to-image architectures at Google Research. Oh man, that's a heavy one. G Lin helped build O3 and O4 Omni, GPT-4 Omni, GPT 4.1, GPT 4.5, and then 4.0 image gen, and then operator regional stack. Joel Pobar, he was inference at Anthropic, also previously spent 11 years at Facebook, where he worked on hack flow, Redux, farming tooling, and machine learning. Jack Ray, pre-training tech lead at Gemini, and also he helped build reasoning for Gemini 2.5 as well, and led some early efforts at DeepMind. Honggu Ren, co-creator of GPT-4, GPT-4 Omni, along with 4.0 Mini, 01 Mini, 03 Mini, 03, and 04, and previously led group post-training at OpenAI. Johan Scalawick, former Google Fellow, early contributor to Sesame, and technical lead for Maya. Kai Sun, post-training coding for reasoning at Google DeepMind. Jihai Yu, co-creator of 0304 and GPT-4.1, GPT-4 Omni, and previously led perception team at OpenAI, and co-led multi-model at Gemini. And Xinghai Zhao, co-creator of ChatGPT, GPT-4, all mini models 4.1 and 03, and previously led synthetic data at OpenAI. So Facebook Meta has kind of gathered up some their creation of the Avengers or the new Avengers stuff on there. And then the rumor is Daniel Gross that could be joining and stuff there. But with that, Ilya has now stepped in to be CEO. If you guys don't know who Ilya is, you definitely should. He is the Iron Man of this industry. That's my opinion right now. Adrian, let's start with you, man. We have a talent drama. We have a talent war. Meta has been paying up to $100 million for people to jump ship, switch team, and potentially even getting a co-founder of Super Safe Intelligence, Daniel Gross, to convert over to as well. Thoughts?
Over to the Death Star, huh? Yeah, I feel like it's it makes me curious as to, okay, first the question: does Meta did it have a paid model yet?
No, they supposedly have like API, right? Don't you have access to the API, Marlon?
Yeah, they got Llama. They got the Actually, thanks for that reminder. Completely forgot about that.
You should use it. I don't have access to that. Use it for me.
We'll build some stuff later this week. I forgot about that.
Well,
so yeah,
you know what?
That's the first question. Is like if they have a paid, because if they don't now, you can probably expect one.
It's definitely coming.
It's definitely coming. So they've been giving away. They've been the ones that kind of keep the American AI race moving forward by really releasing their models, their Llama models for free, and then really demanding, just staying on the heels of the other models, other paid models that are out there, your OpenAI and Google, Anthropics, and such. So them paying, shilling out this kind of dough to acquire this type of talent makes me think that they have, bigger ambitions on the horizon. But beyond a paid model, I don't know, or a paid model to kind of get, a premium experience happening, where the llama models, I'm thinking more open source community, smaller models you can run on your own computer, things like that. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do. They're investing this much into the AI side of it, and they're still on paper just as focused, or what they tell you could be lip service or whatever, but like that they're still just as focused on like the metaverse and on what they're doing with the
bro, they haven't mentioned the metaverse in like, I feel like 18 months.
They were just asked about it. They were asked about it earlier this year, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're still doing it."
Different from promoting it.
Oh, they're not promoting it. Yeah. Asked about it that's the only time you're going to hear about it. But
yeah,
if that is true, it makes me think like, okay, as we're talking about the robustness of Apple's approach to their headsets, like how they're approaching AI. So I'm curious to know if, Meta's thinking of a similar approach, like to where we're going to invest in this talent to bring the Quest headset up to speed to where, or give it a similar experience to what you're experiencing on the AVP. So it makes me curious on that side. I don't know. But that's definitely, definitely possible.
So, hold on. Let me, because I want to add in a mirroring thought and question with this. Because I just read something that I missed. It says Mark Zuckerberg announced Alexander Wang as the chief AI officer and everything, which I forgot who created that role. I forgot who coined that role. Somebody did like 2 years ago. I want to say it was Ilya, but I don't remember. Anything. So he'll be the chief AI officer, but also too, former CEO Nat Friedman of GitHub. I missed that. Is also joining, as well. Everything. So they said that basically these engineers that's been hired from OpenAI will basically get around a $10 million a year package in compensation. To join. Now,
$10 million.
So,
speaking of,
I have something directly for Sekou. There's companies. I'm not gonna say who, but there's companies in the technical ecosystem, in the technical world, where Sekou has mentioned to me that he would either never join, or it would take a lot for him to join and everything. So there's companies out there, that's like that and everything. So when you have been in this type of architecture on the side of artificial intelligence, where you may have co-founded ChatGPT 4.0, 4.0 mini, 0.3 mini, whatever it may be. In a talent, let's call it mindset, world, whatever, what can get you to jump ship? $10 million a year, that could be enough.
It's $10 million a year.
But I think it's also, as engineers, there's something to say, something to hold when you can say, you're the co-creator of ChatGPT, or you're the co-creator or GPT-4's 4.0 image generation, everything. So there's something there, but that doesn't mean you have to stay in that. You can take that badge and move on and everything. But as you know, this is like we're in this AI race right now. Sekou, I want to hear from you. Is $10 million a year enough to get you to jump ship?
Still trying to see what you can get me to do for $10 million. I got you. I see where we're going here. Here we're going. You know what I say? I definitely at a point where I don't know. Maybe it's not that point. I feel like I've been like this for a while, where it's like I gravitate to interest. Like I start with interest and then everything else. Right. And I think if you're on a founding team, if you are in a place where something is just being created, that's always exciting. The greenfield space is like I tell engineers this like all the time. Like they're like you have engineers that are amazing at certain points in a company stage. You have engineers that are like startups. They love to be in startups because there's not a lot of rules, not a lot of red tape. They can kind of do what they want, right? Then you got the folks that like, they just like fixing terrible broken things, right? That's just like the thing. They just like, the car is broken. They're like the mechanics of the software engineering world, right? Folks that like who just want to they maintain it. They do this work, but this isn't their passion. They have other things that maybe they climb mountains or do something else that does something for them, but this is like what gets them to the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, it's always like I would never go to a organization to be like the 15th engineer working on, one piece of something. Being able to kind of create and see things from the idea stage all the way to the place where you're actually doing the things or it's used and people are like, like experiencing something I've built, like that's what I gravitate to. And a lot of times you look at Meta, you look at companies kind of been around for a while, they've already got, some motion. There's always some agency to like create something new, but it's always something new within a bubble that someone else created. Mm-hmm. Right. That for me is like how I gravitate.
Labs. Like if you to work for like Google Labs or something, or
like a Google Lab. Yeah, something like that. Something where like you get to like the folks that came out with Notebook LM have that position where they were like they could free think, come up with something, prove it, sell it, build it, make it reliable, ship it, build a community around it. Like those, that is the story arc that I generally love to repeat. That's the fun one for me. So to answer your question, wherever that story arc connects is definitely like where I gravitate to. But currently I'm in a story arc right now. So I gotta finish my story arc. So
yeah, for sure.
But $10 million, like I said, I don't know. There's definitely I still say that $10 million is a good amount of money. You can do a lot with that. You could probably choose not to work after receiving that money. Right? You could technically.
I mean, do 3 years and be retired.
Yeah, you can just live off of interest, and live a pretty good life, just living off of just interest from $10 million. Right?
Yep.
I think 4% of that. Right. So that would be interesting, but once again, if someone's going to offer me $10 million here, I'm sure someone else is going to ask and offer me $20 million somewhere else too. So just, this means that the price goes up everywhere. You just rose the price up for everyone.
Yeah. It's just, you're a shrewd negotiator. You're a shrewd negotiator.
Yeah. See,
yesterday's price ain't today's price.
I feel like Sekou is like LeBron. Like when LeBron was coming out of high school, Reebok offered him. They wrote him a check. I think it was for like $20 million at the meeting, and said basically, "This check is yours as long as you don't go see other companies. You know, and you know, LeBron talked about it. LeBron said, like, for him to still say no when basically they were still broke. You know, they were still like living in the hood. You know, and still have the understanding to say no, or have the insight to say, you know, we'll weigh our options and everything. If worst push come to serve, like, I'm pretty sure that 20 billion will still be there when we get back. You know, and stuff. And so, and then he ended up signing. Well, he ended up getting offered 110 million from Adidas. At the very last minute, Adidas decided to recant their offer and gave him like, I think it was like 95 or something like that. He was like, "What happened?" And Nike came in and gave him 90. He was like, "Okay, we're going with Nike." Which, I don't care what you say, that was the biggest mistake in history for your company. You know, and stuff in there. So I can't speak for Adrian, but yeah, I probably make the mistake and take that 20 million.
What's it? Life is not a spectator. Cross my neck. Oh, there we go. Let's get it. Yeah. No, I would, if I was in that position, I would consult everyone around me before. Number one, it wouldn't be a single decision I would make by myself. I'm calling you guys. I'm calling, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I got people.
Like, you know you're getting yelled at for me. Like,
of course.
The thought to even say no, I will drive down myself. And we're fighting.
You'd be like, I'm on my way. No, I'm on my way. Okay. Like, yeah, that it does mean a lot though. Like, you know, you got a lot of good years left in you. And one thing that the 10 million is, yeah, it's like, yeah, maybe you could live off of that, but fulfillment in life it does matter. And as long as I, you know, have the brain and the, you know, that is still working good, I want to be using it, you know, so it's having a good position there. And, you know, would be a bonus, would be preferable. Like kind of the situation, like what Sekou said.
Yeah. I'll say this too as well. I mean, obviously nobody's age is on here, but I would imagine some of these people are probably under 30. That's on this list.
Under 30.
Bro, if you're under 30 on this list, there is just nothing but upside because
even if you
right.
make lots of mistakes.
That's so true.
That's what I'm saying. If you're under 30, make some mistakes.
Yeah. Even if you take the 10 million and it's like turned out to be the worst thing ever, number one, you have time to fix it, you know, everything, you know, almost no matter what happens, everything. You have the means to fix it, stuff too as well, you know, and so yeah. I would imagine, particularly too, because I know a lot of that was one of the biggest things. Alexander Wayne, they one of the quietest things that he recruits some of the top youngest talent, you know, in the world, and they want to work with him, you know, and stuff with that. And so, and also Mark has been good with that. He's been good at that since, you know, he started Facebook and everything too as well. So. Yeah, if you're under 30, there's no reason to say no in this. Like,
no.
Get a therapist while you're there and just you know, see it through.
Just work it out. Work it out.
Yeah.
Work-life balance is an illusion.
All right, here we go. Closing out lightning round. Let's go. Wilmington has said the players called out multiple missed calls by the new AI officiating system, questioning the tech trust in the elite sport and everything. Adrian, this is your sport for sure and everything. What's your thoughts on here with Wilmington and AI?
I say boo. You know what I mean? It's like I would rather have humans out there. You know how intense that is? You know how critical that is to get those line calls right? You know, we could talk about the best players in the world here. And if they're getting calls, you know, that are wrong, it throws off the integrity of the whole thing. You know, because relying on electronic line calling solely, I'm not a fan of. I think that you need to have, you know, eyeballs there as well, and the whole video playback side of it.
Cool. Sekou, thoughts?
That's why I have the same feeling about the AI based ticketing systems that they're coming out with. Like, I feel like I need a human to come and give me a ticket. I don't trust this AI. It's probably hallucinating that I just ran that light. So
oh, that type of ticket. Yeah.
yeah. But I've actually you're seeing a little bit more of folks try these different things where they're using these technologies, they're baking it in real time. So it's not going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I think we talked about this before. There's like a reliability curve with this emerging technology where, if it's okay to be, kind of wrong, then yeah, use the AI system. But if it's something where someone's livelihood is connected to it, then like you should think twice or really build in some strong safeguards inside of there, right? Or some type of manual human gate, something like that. So
yep.
maybe that's what they need, is a manual human gate actually. So
you've had sports game shift because of a bad call, by a referee. But then also too, you have somebody to kind of point and blame at, and now you're kind of pointing and blaming at this system or the technology, and so forth there.
The satisfaction that you get at the tennis thing, at tennis matches by just he's screaming at the judge when they get the line call wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, that'll bring a person back, really just mentally after they get that aggression out and just take it all out on the judge on the court.
So instead of screaming, I was going to say, instead of screaming at a judge, you're screaming at a camera.
Yeah, that never works out right. Screaming at a ring camera, screaming at any camera, never worked out great. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Grammarly has acquired the email client Superhuman into its productivity suites. They said the terms right now are undisclosed. Sekou, we'll start with you, man. What's your thoughts on Grammarly acquiring Superhuman?
Oh, I think it's interesting. I still like Grammarly's one of my favorite apps of all time. Still. Yeah, still I still love Grammarly. Like every now and then, if I'm putting something together and I want to see the different ways that I could possibly say it, I feel like Grammarly still has a leg up on some of them. Maybe it's whatever prompts they're doing in the back end, or I don't know. I'm a nerd about this, but it can analyze how you write and tell you about ways that you can improve your writing. And that's been something that's been important for me for a while. So I think it's interesting. So far, Grammarly's use cases are only been integrated into Google's email system, right, as like a plugin or wrapper into it. So I'm curious to see what type of AI-driven email client is going to come out of this that has Grammarly integrated to it. Their AI suggestions, I would say, compared to any other that's out there, is probably the best. But the problem is it's still Grammarly, so you have to go into their ecosystem to use it, which is still kind of a pain. So if your company doesn't use Grammarly, then you're not going to really get a use out of that tool. It's no you have to get into their ecosystem to use it. So
I haven't used it probably since GPT-3.
Yeah, I haven't used it. I was using a Quillbot instead of Grammarly for a minute. And still use it.
I use Quillbot. I used it before. I went back to Grammarly once they added the AI features inside of it. Mm-hmm. It's still I feel like I get the best suggestions. But now actually Google Gemini is doing amazing right now. So Gemini is getting really, really good.
Adrian, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I feel similarly. I feel like this is just as much, with an acquisition like that, you're bolstering your tech team, your knowledge, your internal knowledge as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Grammarly was going to release its own app and standalone situation that has integrated email capabilities on the back of this. I mean, I think that's the clear play. But there could be other companies that can be a part of that if that's the way that they want it to go.
You're onto something.
Yeah,
I think you're onto something, Adrian.
In what way? Which one?
So Grammarly has a full word processor. Not sure if you can actually store docs and stuff like that and do all types of interesting things with it. You think they're trying to make like a Microsoft Copilot 365 play or Office play, whatever they call it now?
They said they're gonna put it in their suite of tools. They call it suite.
I don't know. Maybe they go on the Zoom workspace route and just gonna go all in and being the everything app. So
yeah. I mean, there could be space for that if it's done correctly. I mean, I would say that my suite of choice would be Google, as far as the suite of apps all within the same environment. But outside of that, I don't really know many others offer that level that I use. You got Microsoft 365, but I don't use that as much as I use the Google Docs, Google Sheets.
Should try creating a presentation in Microsoft 365. Using AI, it's wild.
although I did create this is years ago now, a prompt to PowerPoint.
That's essentially what it is, but it's maxed out the things that it would do. It's like it will go full hallucination. You get the strangest PowerPoint you've ever saw with amazing graphics, and it's a whole experience.
All right, last up here. Last I'll take. CoreWeave has acquired data center provider Core Scientific in a $9 billion stock deal. Sekou, what's your thoughts on here? CoreWeave has been making some action. In fact, the last 24 months, they've been on the gas.
They're printing money right now. They're doing good. They're just increasing their lead right now. So, I feel like this is the second large deal that they've made this year so far.
I feel like it. They did something early this year for sure. Yeah, it was something else they did early this year. Was it the IPO?
Yeah, I don't know. Was it the IPO that they did?
Oh no! It was OpenAI invested $12 billion into CoreWeave.
I am kind of curious. What is the Core? How does Core Scientific help them? Other than I know that Core Scientific is that power. That is but why would you purchase them? So I feel like this.
It says CoreWeave says that it will gain access to more than a gigawatt of data centers capacity, so enough energy to power more than 850,000 homes.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense for what CoreWeave does. It'd be funny. Not funny, but I think it would be interesting. If Ethereum, they changed their model for how it's used, and it completely upended the crypto industry because of how GPUs were used. Like
proof of stake.
Oh man, I feel like the local models are going to do the same thing. I feel like there's going to be some non-transformer based models that are going to appear at some point and upend the NVIDIA and GPU dynasty. So my random prediction. That's how the bubble bursts.
All right, guys. Well, man, another phenomenal episode of AI with Friends. We had Some great conversations over here. We talked about Elon Musk, XAI company raising $10 billion. OpenAI and Oracle announcing one of the largest cloud deal, $30 billion per year multi-cloud agreement with OpenAI and Oracle. Cloudflare announcing Pay-Per-Crawl, a new marketplace for website owners to set a price for each AI crawler's request. And then we got some talent drama going on between Meta, basically been approaching a lot of talent across the board, along with Ilya becoming the new CEO of Safe Superintelligence. And then we got some issues with AI in Wimbledon, Grammarly acquiring Superhuman, and then we just had our last topic. We had stuff in there as well. So, fellas, man, how you guys feeling?
Feeling great. Great episode.
Doing good.
Well, definitely, man. Definitely, if you guys want to make sure you guys follow us and everything, you got AI with Friends podcast on all social medias, and then also too, for me, I am Marlon Avery on all platforms. Stay cool.
Yeah, I'm Saku the Wise on all platforms. Another great episode. Be sure to join us on the Discord. We post there regularly, and we're always having interesting conversations, kind of like things we're doing now. So, send over to Adrian.
Cool. Adrian Green. It's great having you guys. I mean, great being on the show again. It's great talking to you guys as always. I mean, I learned so much. Just from the small talk to really when we get into the weeds and details about things. So I hope you guys enjoyed it too. You can find me on all platforms at Adrian_Poupon. And go ahead and join the Discord if you want to reach out, and we'll answer any questions that you have, or just continue the discussions of anything that we talk about here there.
All right, guys. Well, until next time, we are out.